I'm Ode. That's Vicky. I'm me. You're you. We are we.
Oh my god, that was
That's
so
cheesy,
corny.
right? The You, Me,
Oh my
We
goodness.
podcast. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the You, Me, We podcast. I'm Ode. What happened? Did you just bleep yourself? No, did you hear that?
I know that was
Like literally bleep yourself. There was a word.
I was gonna say oh shit, and then it was like beep.
Look
I was trying to mute it, but then I realized I just turned my cell phone
Look at
service
God.
off.
Look at God.
Anyways,
Well, like I said, I'm Ode.
I'm Vicky.
And this is episode 76. I say with confidence that this is episode 76, attempt number 2. Long story short, we started recording an episode yesterday evening. Vicky got out of pocket. I had to.
You want to go for attempt number 3?
I had to reel us back in,
What? Play it back.
and then I had to say, Vicky, you know what? Can we have a reflective conversation? I have to be the mature one to rely on the stuff we've been talking about in therapy, and I was able to once again save our relationship and keep us intact. So
wow,
Vicky,
if I lift my head looks bigger. It's not that big actually.
the camera just shows what's actually out there. So Vicky, you're welcome, and thank you for being mature enough to admit your faults and your role in what took place yesterday. So Vicky, how are you doing today?
Wow.
How are you doing? Come on, stay on topic. How are you doing today?
All I'm gonna say is it was all recorded, and they should just play the tape. The people should ask for the tape so that we can see the evidence.
We don't want to waste the people's time.
No, I'm saying if the people want to know what really happened, feel free to ask for the tape. It was all recorded. The first part. It's been a very long week.
How so?
I've been walking everywhere.
Because you are petty.
Because I am petty.
Explain.
I'm in a Fitbit. I'm in actually 2 Fitbit competitions. One is solely based on steps. The other is a bingo, and it's on active minutes, miles, and steps. So it's like all around. Like you can't just be walking and think you're gonna win. Like you have to work out and stuff. So I am trying. No, you know what? I'm gonna speak it into existence. I will win both of these competitions today.
So today's the last day of each competition.
No, today's the last day of the walking one.
Okay, and the bingo?
The bingo has 10 days, 21 hours, and 56 minutes left. But I'm going to finito that, okay? I'm going to finish it, and I'm going to win that one too. I'm going to win both of them today.
Petty Mick.
Mainly because they got sore losers in them, and I love to make their lives sour by beating them.
I told Vicky last night if she was to add me to her Fitbit competitions, her friends would be like, yo, has he moved in a week? Because there ain't going to be no steps. It's like, yo, it looks like he's been sitting in the same spot for 48 hours.
Yep, pretty much.
Well, I am not in any Fitbit competitions. The other day, my brother Donald hit me up. And
I've got a nasty sunburn because of it. Look at that. You guys can see it on camera.
My brother,
I'm telling you.
Donald
I've learned a lot of lessons.
Donald hit us up in our group chat, and he was like, guys, I'm doing this 60-day...
I'll do it.
10,000 dip challenge.
I'll do it.
10,000 dips, like that or whatever, in 60 days. I was like,
I'll do it.
You sure?
Sure.
It's on camera.
10,000 steps, 60 days.
No,
I don't know the math on that.
No, I didn't say steps. I said dips.
10,000 dips, whatever. 10,000 dips.
So we're gonna record. Can we?
Whoa, that's 166 dips.
That's exactly what he said. No, I think he said. I think he said it's 167, or he did 167.
It's 166.666666667. So if you just
whatever
round up, it's 167.
So yes, you're doing this.
Divided by 24 hours a day, I would have to do about 7 dips an hour, every hour. But then you sleep. I sleep like 8 of them.
Are you do?
So 167.
We're finding all the reasons now why she probably. Are you gonna do it?
I gotta do the math. I'm a numbers person.
Okay,
give me the math, and if the math makes sense, then I'll do it.
Well, the math is 10,000 dips in 60 days.
No, there's a lot. Those are the big numbers.
Okay,
I'm a detail person.
With the numbers,
I was having this conversation with Ben and Soranji. I went on the walk with them yesterday, and I was like, I am a detail person. Like you can sell me a dream, and I'm gonna ask you for all the little details that you probably didn't think nobody was going to ask you. That's me. I'm that person. What's 24 minus 6?
21. So with the numbers you see now, are you going to do it? Because Donald's listening right now. Not right now, but
I'm dividing it by days, hours that I'm awake. So it's about like 10 dips an hour.
Okay. Yes or no?
Every
Will
hour?
you be doing the 10, but maybe, no, do 20 an hour and you just cut some hours off right there.
True.
Okay.
But I'm going to stay on a realistic goal. So I could do it.
And we can...
10 dips an hour, every hour.
And we can blog this.
For
Vlog,
60
blog,
days.
whatever this. Vlog, right? Can we vlog this?
Sure.
Okay.
I'm going to do it. Mainly because I got to get my arm muscles up. So we can take a before and after of my arm. Haha.
Okay. I'm out, but... All right. So, Donald, you have somebody joining you in your 60-day 10,000 dip challenge. That person is not me. It will be Vicky, and I will be sitting back eating my hot wings and fries.
So you have to record me.
No, I can give you my GoPro. No, not you. You have everything you need to record yourself. You don't need me. You're an independent woman. Right? I'll give you a GoPro. That way you just press a button and you go. And then every day or every week, we'll compile the videos and put together your weekly...
every day, my ass. You'll be doing that like once.
That's why I said
every
weekly.
15 days.
Weekly. We'll grab everything from the week and we'll put out a video showing how you did that week.
Okay.
All right. Shout out to you. So, Vicky.
To send me the details.
So, for some people, quarantine is slowly...
I didn't ask you how your week was.
Are you asking me or are you just acknowledging that, just so you know, didn't ask? Or was that a weird way of asking me without asking me?
That was me just pointing it out.
Okay, so I guess you're not asking me. Wow.
I'm not after yesterday, and especially not after this introduction for today, so no.
Come on, stop living in the past. So anyways, for some people, at least we know for us being people living in New Jersey and this Northeast area, the tri-state, quarantine is kind of coming to a close, right? Is it safe to say that, I guess? Kind of. So we were talking yesterday, trying to, I guess, wondering where is everybody at? Like, where are we at going off of what we said, what questions we had going into this, what promises we had to ourselves going into this, kind of where we're at. And I'll admit, there is a part of me that I've caught myself, not in a depression, but I've caught myself the past couple of days kind of feeling like, kind of beating myself up, feeling like...
you could have done so much
more. Yeah, I could have done so much more, blah, blah, blah.
But you didn't.
Okay. I feel like you... Okay, go ahead, explain. I don't know if you were throwing shade just now, or...
I'm not throwing shade. It's kind of like, it's one of those things of coulda, woulda, shoulda, but didn't. It's like, are we going to stay stuck in the what ifs? Or are we just like, okay, didn't use that time wisely. How can I make up for that in the next week? Like, instead of being stuck on how all these days went by and you didn't live up to what your expectation was of it.
True.
What can you do until you go to bed right now to change that? To change that direction? Because until you don't start going in a different direction, you're still moving in the same way.
What's one thing... What's one idea, mindset, way of thinking that you have that's different now than when this whole thing started?
Personally, or one that I have of just...
Both. Do both. Both. B-O-F. Both.
So, socially, like, at, like, other people, I didn't realize how dirty people were. Like, y'all nasty. You are nasty. Like, I just thought, like, a certain form or a certain level of cleanliness was expected.
Universal.
Yeah. And I didn't realize, like, that for the majority of people, like, y'all dirty. Y'all nasty for real. Like, y'all don't see a problem with sneezing and then touching stuff. That's crazy. Or the fact that people go like this to sneeze.
Uh-huh.
Why?
That's how some of us were brought up. We're brought up to do the whole, like,
okay.
Or we see it on TV a lot. Right?
And that's completely understandable. It's the way we're raising Kalel too, to cover your mouth, right? But that's only step one. Then you evolve into, an adult.
And you wash your hands.
And you realize that, like, yo, I can't sneeze into my hands because I have to touch things.
Yeah.
And so you go like this. You sneeze into your shirt. You sneeze into the sleeve of your coat.
Is
you
everyone
sneeze into something that belongs to you that can't expose other people. And so, like, just this basic understanding, I'm like, yo, people are filthy by nature. Like, majority of these people still don't comprehend that. Like, okay, that's how you were brought up. Okay.
do you see
Up to a certain point, you got to start taking responsibility for how you're living.
2-3 weeks in to now? Do you see a lot of people? Do you see the same percentage of people still doing?
Yes.
I know early on everybody was
'Cause
like,
I still
"Oh,
see it.
people stuck to it." I feel like people have.
Or people that sneeze to the side.
Yeah.
Just sneeze into your shirt.
It's like, yo, don't worry, I got you. I won't contaminate you, but you.
I will never understand that. Like, sneeze into your clothes.
I could just sneeze on your clothes. That's the opposite.
Yeah, like sneeze into they're your germs. Like, incubate them so you go home and wash them off.
So that wasn't the personal observation. That was the difference. That was the
Society.
Okay, so on a personal level.
On a personal
what's
level.
changed? What's different? What do you feel you got wrong or you got right? You upheld, kind of thing. I think back to like right when we started going into it. So
It's very hard for me to think that far back.
okay.
I would assume that my concentration in elevating myself was
Getting
a hit and
deep.
miss.
Getting deep. What do you mean?
Like, just working on myself, like trying to open the doors that have yet to be opened in my life. I kind of fell off on focusing on that. Kind of felt like I was in a dip for a little bit of a while. Now I'm picking back up. So I would say that, I guess. I wanted to read a lot more.
I think you read a lot during this time.
I don't feel like I did.
Well, read.
Because I do
Quote
audiobooks.
unquote read. You know, I mean, hey, you got your little audiobook. I'm joking.
Let me ask you something.
I'm joking.
Let me ask you something.
This is how it starts, people.
Didn't we just have this conversation?
No, I was joking on both of us. That was a joke on both of us. This is how we.
Let me ask you something.
This is how that was both of us joke.
Can I just ask you a question?
Go ahead.
When parents are asked to come in to read, right?
I see where you're going.
Are the kids reading?
No,
they're not reading.
They're listening.
They're listening. And that's not a form of reading when the person is holding up the book. So when you read at night for your son, that's not a form of reading to him.
Or when we watch Miss Joey read to our son on YouTube.
Is that not a form of reading?
It's listening.
You're listening
to a book being read. I think when I hear reading, I think of me personally looking at the book, reading the words, using my finger because I'm still a child.
Okay, it is 2020. You need to catch up with technology, okay?
Me?
Exactly.
Go ahead.
You need to catch up with technology.
Anyways. All right.
Just like we watch TV, but we don't say, no, we're at home watching TV. Technically, we're watching YouTube being casted on the TV. No, we're looking at the TV. It's not cable television as people assume.
No, it's
as
funny.
The natural, not natural, but as the way that we understand watching TV is watching cable television.
You know what's funny about that? When's the last time you said, and this is a general question, you said I'm watching TV, or do you say, what are we doing? Watching YouTube, watching Netflix, watching Hulu?
I never say that.
You don't?
No, I say.
You say TV? I don't think anyone says that anymore.
I don't say TV. I don't say TV. I tell you exactly what I'm doing. So if I'm watching Narcos, I'll be like, hey, what are you doing? I'm watching Narcos. I never say the streaming service because I'm not watching the streaming service. I'm watching a show on the streaming service. That's very generic of you.
I felt like you, I don't know, I just always felt like you were always reading. So I felt like you did read as much as you were reading prior to everything. That was just my view. I definitely want to
I couldn't get reading done because of your son.
I want to take back something I said early on. I think I was wrong. Well, I was wrong in saying or in joining in that group of people who said things like, if we get to the end of it and you don't come out with like a new skill or bettering yourself in some way, then you didn't take advantage of it.
I think I echoed you in that.
Yeah, I feel like I personally feel like we were wrong in saying that because this whole thing has and is and will affect people differently. A lot of we all went into it with different resources. We all went into it with different financial situations. We all had different things going on in our lives as we went into it. So here I am going into it with certain things accessible, or is that the right word? With access to certain things that would allow me to like do certain things with that time, while somebody else probably one house down or 2 miles away or 3, 4, 5, 6 states away, they're going into it thinking like, damn, yes, I get to be home, but my home situation might not be the best. Because I'm now at home, my work situation might be different. So I don't have time to focus on this skill or this thing that I haven't been able to do, or this work from home business. So I definitely apologize for saying that, and I take that back.
I'm not gonna apologize.
Or no, I apologize for applying it to everyone and not realizing that people's situations are different. Even though I knew that, but I feel like I still applied that to everyone.
I'm not going to apologize.
Okay.
I feel like
her Instagram is at VIC. It's right there at the bottom.
I'm not gonna apologize.
It's at the bottom.
I am willing to clarify, but I'm not gonna apologize because I still meant it.
Okay. So for those who could, kind of thing. That's what I should have added before.
For those okay, every message is not for every person. And so I hate sometimes how people try to apply messages that don't apply to them.
I like
stop. Like, everything's not about you. Everything that somebody says is not about you. If it doesn't speak to you, that's a perfect example of people saying like, oh, I get offended if people call me a bitch. Or you're not gonna offend me if I don't think I'm being a bitch.
Or I was gonna say relevant to what's going on. You're that offended if I say cops are bad, like. It's not.
Yeah.
Like, you're a good cop. You're one of the good cops. So
why would you be offended if I point out that there are bad cops? So it's one of those things. Like I would clarify what I meant, but again, every message is not for every person. And that whole thing of like, if you don't come out of this with a new hustle or whatever, that was for the people who are constantly trying to get a new hustle.
Okay.
But they never have the time. They lack the focus. They lack a whatever. So now you have been awarded an abundance of time. Again, people that have been awarded an abundance of time. Not everybody got to stop working. Not everybody got to stop working or alternate to a virtual workspace. Not everybody got that. So unless that message specifically applies to you, stop trying to apply it to yourself.
Gotcha.
So that was for the people. That was for the people. I'm not trying to call nobody out, but that was for the people like Ode.
I'm not trying to call nobody out, but let me call somebody out.
That message was for the people like Ode.
But okay.
And let me explain why. Because not that I have to break it down to you, but let me explain why to the people.
People like Ode. You weren't saying Ode.
I am saying you.
Oh, okay.
Okay, but people that fall into the category of you. So
I have a rebuttal, but go ahead.
So the reason why is because you have always talked about how you're strained for time. It's hard. It is hard for you to step away from certain things, to take on over the other things, and just like the constant always being on the go, always being removed, not always being available. And you were one of the people that were awarded with being able to have time, work virtually. You were at home. You weren't a single parent, so you didn't have that pressure. And so that message was for people like you, who you have a hustle.
And because of that, I can date B. Simone. Because I have a hustle. I'm joking.
Like, date what?
I'm joking.
So it was for people like you, people who or they have a hustle they want to go into but never found the time to like really dig deep into it or whatever. That was for people like you.
Okay.
Not for people who are just not in a good housing situation. Not for people who don't have the resources. Not for people who are food insecure. I think that's the word that you say.
Yeah.
It's not for those people. It was for the people who lined up with that message, like you.
Yo, I'm gonna need you to stop throwing bullets at me.
I mean, like me too, but it's a little different with me.
Okay.
Because I've been working from home.
Now, do you
So
feel?
it's a little different.
Do you feel? Okay, let's say
I actually need y'all to leave.
who y'all?
You and your son.
What do you mean? You need us to leave?
Like, I need Rona to be done so y'all can go back to your lives.
Wow.
You're in my office space
Actually,
constantly.
are we gonna do this, Vicky? Yeah. Okay. So I was just telling.
No, I mean like Kalel. Kalel is, yo. What is it?
No remorse, no consideration.
No, what's the chant that people are saying right now?
No.
Oh, no justice, no peace.
Yeah.
Kalel is like, no attention, no peace. You give me no attention, I'm tearing everything up in this house with you and you in it. So it has been very hard for me.
Go ahead and preach to the choir. Go ahead.
It has been very hard.
Continue
for
preaching to the
me
choir. Yes. Mm-hmm.
to
Speak on it, sister.
focus
Let him guide you. Go ahead.
with Kalel around.
Mm-hmm.
And I was bitching about this to my cousin, and she was like, "But you chose to have a child."
Did we?
We did.
Actually,
We made a choice to have this child. Ode, yo, I will blast us right now. We chose to have this child, and you know what? And you're right. My memory's not all that
do
great.
we want to tell the
time.
story? Do we want to tell the full story?
I remember everything
But
down to the outfit.
in in the process, there was some back and forth when we not talked about. At the time of Kalel's conception.
There was no back and forth.
Yes, there was.
There was hesitation on my end. You were like,
it was on both of our
no,
ends.
it was not.
Who went to Walgreens?
I did.
Did you?
Yes. Lord, Jesus.
So back to quarantine.
See? I'm telling you, you're not going to battle
Anyways,
me on this.
back-
I remember
back-
every step.
We're gonna have this talk. We're gonna have this talk at
We're
some
going to have
point.
this talk.
I think I'm right.
Because I know that I'm right. We
all
could run the tape. I will go ask for the security footage. Because I know exactly the day and time that I went. Okay, so don't play with me. I will go ask for the video camera footage.
Okay.
I could probably get it too.
Anyways, I forgot what we were talking about. Quarantine. Okay, so you were saying that I've been lazy, but I was.
No, I'm saying like you're the people that quote applied to.
Okay, but I don't feel like I totally wasted the time.
I don't think you did either, but I'm saying who did that apply to was people like you
who
prior
yeah.
to coronavirus. That's who it applied to. As to what you've done with your time, we have different opinions.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
You trying to have this conversation?
Let's have the conversation.
Okay.
And keep in mind everything you just said about Kalel and outside whatever. To the point where when having certain meetings, she hasn't.
No, Kalel's a monster.
No. I'll say Vicky hasn't noticed it because she hasn't come in those times. But
I stay away purposely.
No, but I have started. But I have started using my on-air sign while I'm in here just doing work.
I don't even come in here like that.
I'm just, no.
While you're doing work, I would like lay on the couch because I just don't want to go downstairs to lay on a couch. So I'd lay down here, but I don't talk to you.
No, I want my office space. I want my space. You're in my space.
I don't even talk to you. I don't care. So, anyways, this is okay. So while you may have been productive, I'm trying to put this as politely as possible.
Okay.
As not problematic as possible.
You could try. Well, go ahead.
I could try to be problematic. The problematic is my middle name.
Ahead.
Okay. So while you may feel like you have not wasted coronavirus time.
I'm not saying I fully did not waste time. I know there's more I wanted to get done, but go ahead.
Yes. I feel that I foresaw more progression
in what
the
area?
podcast.
Oh, on the podcast. Oh, just from me. Okay, go ahead.
And so I feel that on the podcast end, which is the only end that I can speak to because everything else is none of my business. That's completely your area, so I have nothing to say about that. But I feel that with the podcast, I feel that you dropped the ball during coronavirus.
Wow. And from your
You're
end?
like the IKEA of the retailers.
What? Explain to the people who don't waste their money at IKEA.
to the people that foolishly spend their money elsewhere. So IKEA, obviously, we know it's like a, like a home redesign on a budget store.
Okay.
So, and IKEA is great because they are all about using every inch of every space of a room to create things. So like they created like bookshelves that go specifically on slanted walls, so that way you're able to have books on your slanted walls. So IKEA is known for stuff like that because of the whole where the country, the country that it originated from, and the look they always go for. It's very like clean. I don't remember. It's very clean, and it's things are more up on the wall than on the floor. Like it's more like a less things on the floor design kind of thing. So IKEA, what is everybody doing when they're at home during coronavirus? They want to redecorate.
DIY stuff.
They're home. They want to change things up. The same curtains that have been hanging there for the last 20 years. And now they just sat down and realized, like, yo, these curtains been here since, like, my first kid was born. It's time to change these things. So what did IKEA do? And IKEA obviously had to close down. Mm-hmm. IKEA completely dropped the ball on...
Could you still order online?
They IKEA? Completely dropped the ball on ordering online.
You couldn't even do that?
Their system got jammed up. Your deliveries got lost. Your deliveries were, no matter how close or far you were, it started at $50. I live 12 minutes away from IKEA. That's how close it is. 12 minutes on the turnpike.
Oh, okay.
Locally, it takes me like about 20 minutes to get to IKEA. It cost $50 on top of whatever I was ordering to get it delivered. So all these other places were waiving the delivery fee if there was a certain amount that you purchased.
Curbside pickup.
Well, IKEA didn't get approved for curbside pickup yet in New Jersey, but they could have done curbside pickup. And they started doing it later on, but they completely dropped the ball on delivery. So people were ordering, and you would go to their Instagram, and all you saw, like, it would be like 500 comments on each post. And it was people going in about, like, where's my delivery? Mm-hmm. Why is, I ordered my things 2 months ago, and I still can't get through. Their customer service line was jammed up. You couldn't even talk to anybody. You got no answers. Your order would be refunded without notice. You didn't, and the whole time you're thinking it's coming, and they're coming. Like, just take the money. We're never going to send it. And then they started doing the curbside pickup, right? Awesome. Now they're open for curbside pickup. However, when you go to curbside pickup, the system is so overcrowded. I guess, like, their server can't take all the people at their page at once that it immediately jams up, and you're unable to schedule a curbside pickup for your purchase. So, again, IKEA dropped the ball. So, like, the one retailer that lost mad business because they just did not feel the need to, like, get their shit on point for coronavirus. IKEA, like, what the fuck is y'all doing? This was your moment to shine. People want to redecorate on a budget because they don't know what the income looks for the future.
I wondered if this should be the clip we use to promote the episode where Vicky slanders IKEA's.
I know. I still got my order, though. You know what I'm saying? So. No, I did, because I was a beast mode. Please, I wasn't gonna get off that site, so I was able to get my order.
But continue with your slander of IKEA.
No, but I'm saying, like, that was as far as the podcast goes, you're the IKEA of the podcast during coronavirus.
Wow.
Like, I was expecting clips. I was expecting new graphics.
It'd be
I was expecting
people
more engagement on your end, and I kind of just felt
the engagement is your part. The online.
I kind of just felt like, you know what? If you're not doing your part, why should I do my part?
Because you are doing your part because for your love of the pod.
Yeah, but the pod
don't
works,
do things for me.
Pod works. The pod is two people. It works with the efforts of two people. So if one person is carrying it, it feels like a heavy load. But if you're doing your part, then it doesn't feel like a heavy load. And so why should I feel more pressure on top of the pressure that I'm already feeling during coronavirus? Why are you trying to do this to me, Ode?
You played the corona card?
Why are you trying to, like, pressure me more during coronavirus?
But what about the pressures I had from coronavirus, from work, from having to be a dad, from having to be a fiance, the stress of all of that stuff?
Exactly. I had all those stresses, and you expected me to run the podcast page. See how you're being selfish?
Wow. So you want me to do all that and do everything else? Oh, because I had to run the page. I had to run the podcast page.
Wow.
Wow.
Shaking my head.
What are you gonna do moving forward? Let's say how much more? Well, no, it's open. Like it's the
Coronavirus is going.
Yeah,
Coronavirus here
fam.
to stay. Okay.
Yeah, no. I completely agree. But some people,
Coronavirus is here to stay.
some people walking around like it's not going to their little socials, going hiking, going
Oh,
What?
you taking stabs at me?
what happened? But with it,
I feel like the rate of
seemingly-
contamination has slowed down incredibly.
and why? Because we stayed in, we kept apart. You know what's funny? I was reading.
Yes, but other countries in Europe,
Is Italy open?
I don't know.
Because I was like the
I don't
one.
keep up with those. It's European countries, but other countries in Europe, they
I saw other episodes.
they never closed down.
The way we did.
They were just like, okay, just wash your hands, don't sneeze or cough into open space, and take multivitamins, and I think we'll be okay. Done.
Going off what we're talking about, knowing that within the next month or so we might be back. We might be back to some kind of norm. It will be different from what we left.
Which is fine.
What with the few days, months that you have left now, in this current situation, what are you gonna do different? Cause like you said, don't worry about the past now.
True.
No shoulda, coulda, woulda. What are you gonna do different so that in 2 months we're not once again relying on, well, I can't do this shoulda, coulda, woulda. What are you gonna do different? Because what I'm gonna do different is dedicate more time to the podcast. Because apparently I haven't been because I'm not running.
It's
the
not
page.
apparently. It's a
Okay.
fact.
Okay. So that's one thing I'll answer for. That's one thing I'm going to do. I'm going to dedicate more time to, regarding our podcast, I'm going to dedicate more time to organizing like our YouTube page. There's a bunch of stuff on there, but I want to organize it a little better. Get some more clips out. I mean, that would be more helpful if somebody else was also helping me find certain clips. So I'm not listening to every episode 4 times in a row trying to find clips. Because, I sit here in this room and I just look at this board and I listen to certain people talk. I'm just saying, I mean, you could just listen to the episode.
You know what? I will listen to the podcast from episode 1, and I'm going to write everything down because I need to be able to quickly reference when I've made certain points in the past.
So not to help me.
Like the point.
I just asked you to help me.
Hey, Ode, can you teach me how to do ABC so I don't have to wait for you, and I could just do it and get it done and push it out? And you're like, okay, but are you ready? But you're gonna listen to me? Okay, we're gonna take it slow. We're gonna do this, and then we never did it. So I want to listen because I want to get to the episode where I said that.
How's your lighting, Vicky? That you were gonna fix and take care of on your own.
It looks beautiful. This
No.
You're able to see my tan. Look at that.
No, I asked because I had the same lighting that I've always had for you, but you always complain about it, and you said you were.
And now I'm okay with it, so I don't say nothing.
Because she.
But you are still complaining.
Let's not.
You are still complaining.
About
you are
what?
still complaining about like, oh, but if somebody would listen to do it, I would have just got it done.
Just got what done?
That way I don't have to wait for you. We wouldn't even be having this conversation if you would have just started teaching me like you said you would all the way back then.
Do y'all see the what's the word? The rope-a-dope kind of get off the main thing that I asked to do, made it more about her. But you know what? Well, let's not. So anyways, that's what I'm going to do, as well as continue to grow on the new skills and some of the pivoting that I did because of quarantine. So like how I kind of pivoted and added on the whole like virtual Zoom space as a behind the scenes facilitator for online events, kind of grow with that and kind of rebrand my site of the things that I do. 'Cause right now, if you go to my site, I just made it like a 1-page link tree kind of page where it goes to like all the podcast streaming pages for my podcast I used to do. It leads you to a YouMeWe page. So yeah, that and just kind of focus on certain things that I said I was going to and continue to grow on those. So that's what I'm going to do. What
like
do you?
What?
I just said it.
What are some of the other things you're going to say you're going to focus on?
Some other things. Don't worry about it. It's my personal things that I'm going to work on. It's personal things that I want to work on. Vicky, what will you be doing?
Personal things that I want to work on.
How old are we?
I am 33, I think.
So I can't even get. So I get ridiculed when I can't remember the episode, but you can't remember your own age.
I can't. I don't got time for that right now.
Remembering your age. Anyways. No. But what's one thing you're going to do over the next couple days? So that we can...
Try to be less salty about the fact that we're not getting married. I am salty.
My dad hit me up last night and said by June 22nd, the number in Jersey for outdoor events will be 225, something like that. He was like, so what's up? He was joking, but he was like, so what's up? And I was like, wow. But Rona is still out there, people, so be safe. What's one thing you're going to work on for next week so we can hold ourselves accountable?
Organize my office.
Okay. Or the front or your office part?
My office. Okay. Where I run my business.
Where you run your business. Looking forward to seeing the final product because you did a great job on your closet. Vicky is rolling her eyes because that conversation is what started the argument last night. But anyways, all right, pick a card, any card. For those
pick a card, any card you see watching too much of those TikTok videos.
For those, he said TikTok?
I said TikTok.
Oh, okay.
What, you trying to make fun of my accent?
For anyone who's been listening to the show, we play a card game. It's one of those.
2 or 1?
Let's go with 2. It's one of those conversation card games where, whether it's family themed or relationship themed, just questions you ask your partner or family member to kind of start a conversation. And it's probably questions that you realize you've never addressed that topic with your significant other or with your family member. So Vicky has a card. She'll ask me the question, and then I'll do the same.
Damn, you slammed that card on the table. The whole camera shook.
And we're playing with 2 cards. So Vicky, you go first. I'm sure I went first last time. Cause I feel like every time we go, you were like, I went first last time. So Vicky, go ahead.
And one of these are like really heavy. Can I switch them out?
Nah, go ahead. Let's give the people what they want.
All right, I'll start with the heaviest one. In the time we have shared together, when have you felt resentment towards me and why?
I'm trying to think how long my software can record for. Just pick one time. I'm not saying that to be funny. I mean, like, it said pick one time.
It says, in the time we have shared together, when have you felt resentment towards me and why?
One of the times that we broke up. And I say that because I felt I was being treated unfairly.
Okay.
And that is my final answer.
Wait, what?
Do you have any lip gloss? So I could use some, because I clearly just glossed over the answer.
Yeah, that's what I was like. Wait, what?
What? No, I answered it, right? When was the time I felt I resented you during one of the times?
No, I think it's asking when we have been together. Because breaking up, we're not together.
Okay.
Even though I feel like the answer is still.
Because I was gonna say, well, I resented you, in one of the time periods leading up to while we broke up.
Literally before you said that, I was like, his answer's gonna be, I resented you leading up to the breakup that I just talked about.
Yeah.
I answered that in my own head.
Go ahead. Oh, you're right.
You see?
All right.
And then it's always me.
I haven't even read these yet, so I don't know what they say. What is a total turn off for you in our habits? It says our habits.
A total turn off that we do as a couple is okay.
Oh man.
Let's keep it real. A total turn off as a couple is how we talk and have zero follow through in numerous things.
Pick one. The one you can say on air.
I was like,
go ahead.
It could be stuff. I'll be generic. It could be stuff for the house, stuff for the relationship, stuff for Kalel, stuff for our businesses, stuff for the podcast. Like, Like I can't stand how we are so much talk no action when it comes to stuff that in all areas we would greatly benefit no matter what.
Mm.
And like we just don't. We're like, yo, we need to do A, B, and C, and be like, all right, yeah, we need to do that. 3 months go by. Yo, remember when I said we need to do A, B, and C? We kind of really need to do it. Okay. And then 5 months go by. It's like, yo, it's like that for everything, and I hate that.
Gotcha.
Such a turn
okay.
off.
All right, go ahead. What you got?
What do you think is holding me back?
You've asked that one before.
Probably.
Pick another one. You've definitely asked that one before.
Can I pick another?
No. I want to hear it. Go ahead.
This should be not in this pile.
It's one of the adult ones?
No, but it should be an
Okay,
adult
go ahead.
one.
I'll do my best to answer it in a PG.
Just because, yeah. I mean, I guess.
PG.
What does this mean? Where's the box? What does the diamond mean? I think it gives you an
go
idea
ahead.
of what it should be.
Go ahead. Just ask.
What do I smell like?
You asked that one before too. Did you mix the
I think I did. All right.
because I took out all the ones that I know we've asked as well as the not so family friendly ones. I think you put them back in that other day.
I did when I was trying to find the other one.
You want to just go? You want me to just use? Okay. Go
What
ahead.
was the last trip that connected us the best and why?
The last trip that connected us the best.
Have you ever been on a trip that we didn't argue?
Cause I was gonna say, our Dominican DR, the first DR trip. You know what? Our second trip. No, our last trip to DR. Yeah,
Anytime
our second,
we've been to
our second
DR.
trip. No, I was mixing up the two, but our last trip to DR
In 14?
in 14,
What year was that? 2016? 2017?
I believe so. I think that one.
For the wedding?
I don't think we argued that one.
For the wedding?
Yeah, I think Mexico we argued.
Yes.
First time to DR we argued.
Yes.
First
time to DR we argued.
So I would say our second trip to DR. So if anybody want to get married, you want to DJ, that's how me and Vicky get our international vacations, which we are going to Mexico in 2 years for another wedding.
2 years?
2020. Well, yeah.
2021?
A year and a half from now, we're gonna go to Mexico for another wedding.
2022?
Yeah.
Okay.
Shout out to my brother getting married.
That gives me enough time to lose all this weight that I've been losing for like the last 16 years.
Again, we say we're gonna do ABC.
That's what I'm saying. I hate that.
All right.
Okay. Yeah. So wait, you didn't answer. Hold up.
That was the question.
No, it wasn't. What was the last vacation where we didn't argue?
Okay, what was the question?
It was what was the last trip that connected us the best and why?
Our second trip to DR, because we didn't argue, we made the most of that trip. Although I do feel like the day of the wedding, you had an attitude. 'Cause I remember when you came while I was DJing, you walked by. So you had your.
You weren't DJing.
Nope, wrong wedding. I'm mixing the two weddings up. No. Then yeah, that one because we didn't argue. It was at least for me, it was very relaxing. And we weren't even at a resort or anything. We were in the country.
I feel like we got along because I was your lifeline.
I had Rafi there. You're my lifeline.
I was your lifeline all day.
Everybody knew El Papi Negro down there. Shoot.
I was your lifeline.
I bet they still asking for me. Like, yo,
Yeah.
where my boy at?
Anyways, go ahead.
So-
Go ahead.
Where's my card? All right, Vicky. When was the last time you felt suffocated by this relationship and why? What you got to say?
I don't feel like I've ever really
Aw.
felt.
Because I've always given you room to breathe and be yourself and grow as a woman, and as a person, as a mom, as a.
I'm gonna have to shave my legs.
Yeah, because your legs being suffocated by all that hair.
You can put it on the camera. I do not have
Please don't.
hair like that. Get out of here.
I was trying to do
Try
a
to play
Chewbacca
me
sound.
out.
Oh, I can't do it.
The last time I felt suffocated,
Mhm.
I feel like I feel suffocated anytime we're not getting along.
Okay. could appreciate that.
Yeah, this feels like it looks like I have just mad rolls, but it's really just my
Oh my
shirt,
goodness, stop.
how it lays. I can't help it.
Anyway, so we're gonna go get something to eat.
Oh, you're buying me food? Oh my god, I'm so.
I said we're gonna get something to eat,
No, you said we.
and then we are going to work on some personal stuff that we have to work on. I actually have an event later on tonight. I don't know when you're gonna be listening
I'll
to this.
be. Oh, I already got invited to go eat some crab legs.
So actually, this episode should be up very shortly. I don't think there's not much
Damn,
editing
you're
to
gonna
do.
give my Fitbit secret out. Can you air it tomorrow?
Are you
so they
serious?
don't know?
Are you serious?
I already told you I'm only doing this to be petty.
Do they listen to the podcast?
I don't know, but I don't want anyone listening telling them.
You didn't give your secret on this episode.
Oh, you right.
That was yesterday.
Okay, good. All right.
So it was there, and then you started
Yeah.
being immature, and then
And
caused an
then you
argument.
started being Ode.
This has been episode
You don't like that, right?
episode 76 of the You, Me, We podcast.